Hello my friends and welcome back. Happy Monday to you and your family. It's Monday, Christmas is coming. We need a festive vibe, we need something to feel good for, and I am going to take you to Kupyansk. Something big happened in Kupyansk and I'm gonna go in chronological order of the events. They start at the beginning of November, last month, and when Zelensky said at the 4th of November, I let him speak about it. Nobody believed him. Russians didn't, some Westerners didn't. But now we have more information. Let's take it bit by bit. The stakes, so well, it's clear that the question is about Kupyansk battlefield. So, up to 60 Russians remain in Kupyansk. The purge is underway. We will clean everything up. We know. In principle, the dates are set. He said this on camera on 4th of November. Now bear in mind, this was the time when Russians were claiming they're almost around the Kupyansk and it's almost fully occupied by the Russian army. Fast forward 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, to the 20th of November. This is the meeting of the Russian chief of staff. Everybody who is anybody in the Russian army is there, including Gerasimov, including Vladimir Putin. So, this guy, Colonel General Guzovlev, confidently reports to Putin about the capture of Kupyansk. And this was almost a month ago, 20th of November. I'm so glad it's all on video, otherwise you guys would not believe me. Check it out. In the Kupyansk direction, the assault squads of the 68th Motorized Rifle Division of the 6th Army have completed the liberation of the city. So Putin asks him directly, that's it? They finished it all? Yes, sir, the city is under our control. Separate small scattered groups of the enemy are being destroyed. And Gerasimov is here also. So yeah, it's on record, 20th of November, and people tended to believe that. Also Donald Trump believed that, because for some reason he decides still to take his information from the Russians. I don't know why. Also, here is another video just to show you that Gerasimov was present in that very same meeting, and he says the units of the West Group have liberated the city of Kupyansk. Again, that was almost a month ago. Now let's fast forward to December, let's fast forward to 12th of December or last Friday. I made my video in a few hours after that. Zelensky is like, hey, it's Friday, what am I gonna do? Artur is gonna open a cold brewski with the friends. I'm going to go to Kupyansk. And he did. He made a video at the entrance of Kupyansk. Right here you can see the pinpoint. Well, supposedly Russians control Kupyansk, as Gerasimov reported to Putin. How come Zelensky is in Kupyansk? How is it possible? But he made a video there because he's got balls of steel. Just 1.3 clicks from the Russian position, from the nearest Russian position, and 500 meters from the gray zone. Let's just look at the war map for a moment. This deep state map is quite conservative. They don't change their maps until the operation has passed a few days and it's absolutely certain that these changes have happened. So 10th December, 11th December, 12th of December, the very same day Zelensky was in Kupyansk at the entrance of it. Look at that. The Russians have been pushed out completely, and if we zoom in a little bit to the center area, we see 3 small pockets of Russians being surrounded in Kupyansk, much like the Dobropilya breakthrough that was broken up into 3 smaller pieces and then eliminated. Same story here. It's beautiful, my friends. I wish I was making this up. I'm not. This story writes itself. Look at that. It has been a deliberate counterattack, just like Zelensky said on November 4th, over a month ago, that the dates have been set and we're clearing the city. And the Russians came out with, hey, we control the city, and now they don't. They have been surrounded. Ukrainian forces outflanked Russian troops in Kupyansk, Kharkiv region. Ukraine encircled them in the northern part of the city. Now, there's not thousands here. There's a few hundred Russians in these pockets combined. Some claim it's about 200 Russian soldiers. These numbers are claimed by the 2nd Khartia Corps of the National Guard of Ukraine. This is a methodical Ukrainian counterattack that has been in motion for over a month, as we can see from these videos. Zelensky said this is happening over a month ago. It's no secret about it. It was a very public mission. Some people decided not to believe it. The Kupyansk operation was largely conceived, planned, and continues to be executed by one of Ukraine's most talented officers, the commander of the Joint Forces grouping, the legendary Major General Mikhailo Trapati. Why is he legendary? Well, amongst his many deeds, many heroic deeds he has done in his close to 13 years in the Ukrainian armed forces, he is very famous for his 2014 video. I'm sure you all have seen this video. This is 2014. These are pro-Russian separatists in Mariupol. They have blockaded the streets because Ukrainian army is advancing in. And now look what happens. This is legendary stuff, my friends. A Ukrainian BMP full throttle with the flag penetrates through this barrier and flies over it and continues onward. The leader and the commander of this first vehicle is Trapati himself, the one who is now commanding some forces in Kupyansk. This is heavy. And another BMP goes through. This is 2014. This is over 10 years ago in Mariupol. So this guy, look at them eyes, man. You don't want to mess with this guy. He's the mastermind behind the Kupyansk counteroffensive, which has proven to be right now very effective. I am sure you are dying to see what the Russians are claiming about this. Are they claiming this is some Ukrainian propaganda? Are they claiming this is some BS? Well, fear not, my friends. Thanks to Word Translator, we actually have translated Russian military telegram chatter. The situation in Kupyansk is difficult. The armed forces of Ukraine threw up to 4,000 former prisoners into the assault of the city. Damn, these numbers, they claim. They are equipped with heavy equipment and are trying to break through the Russian Federation Armed Forces defensive line from the western outskirts of the city. The city of Kupyansk has not been finally liberated, as the defense ministry representative Sergei Guzovlev, who later received the title of Hero of Russia, previously told Putin. The president was deceived. Oh no, Putin was deceived once again, like he was deceived when he thought that Ukrainians would lay down their arms and welcome the Russian Federation armies with flowers. 3-day invasion turned out to be 4 years of war, brutal, grinding war. So yeah, this Sergei Guzovlev, who reported that Kupyansk has been liberated or occupied, or whichever word you want to use according to, he later, at the beginning of December, received the Hero of Russia award from Putin because he occupied Kupyansk. But he didn't. So why did he receive the award for? For claiming he occupied Kupyansk? Well, nowadays, we don't know where he is. I guess he's falling out of the window. I would stay away from windows and I would not drink any tea if I was this guy. Let's get some more Russian reactions. In recent days, the situation in Kupyansk has seriously deteriorated, taking advantage of the insufficient Russian Federation Armed Forces consolidation in the city. Amid boisterous reports of its complete capture, the enemy went on counterattack. A similar situation already occurred in the early spring of 2025 in Donetsk, when the part of the city remained under AFU control was liberated on credit, seizing active impact on the enemy. After which the AFU conducted a series of successful counterattacks, knocking RF armed forces out of many positions within the city. As a result, fighting in the Donetsk continued for months after official statements about its capture. This is a pattern with the Russians. They do claim to capture something way before they actually have captured it. Sometimes after these reports, they do capture a certain area. Sometimes they don't. If they don't, well, some generals are flying out of the window. A clear example of what happens when victorious reports on credit come with serious penalties. And finally, final reactions. I just enjoy them so much, I'm bringing them to you. How to put this gently? Everything's bad there. Kondrashivka and Radkivka are preliminarily behind enemy lines. Logistics to Kupyansk done. This helped the Ukrainians to enter northern part of the city. The guys are trying to counterattack, waiting for results. But hey, Guzovlev made a great report about the full control over Kupyansk. About 15 encircled battalions. Yes, my friends, I remember 4th of November. I was making a video also and I saw that. They claimed they surrounded like tens of Ukrainian battalions. About 15 encircled battalions and received Hero of Russia for claiming he liberated Kupyansk or captured Kupyansk. Someone wake up the commander. The Ukrainians are flooding the city. Alright, my friends, we have all had our laugh now. I just gotta show you, if you're thinking, hey, what are the Ukrainians using? I just got this video from Kupyansk today. This is a BMW MLRS. Look at these beasts. BMW MLRS liberating Kupyansk right now. Looking legendary. And final video report about Kupyansk today. Turns out that the Russians had been using a 4-kilometer long tunnel or pipeline. Look at that in the video. Pipeline which they navigated with not trolleys but these wheeled platforms. I'm sorry about the English language. I don't know what they are. But yeah, a wooden plank on the wheels. And you're on the stomach there and you push yourself for 4 clicks. And that's how they got into Kupyansk. Well, the Ukrainians delivered a lot of presents to them. They bombed the hell out of that pipeline. So I guess this was the artery of the Russians' logistics into Kupyansk. This 4-kilometer long tunnel. It's no more. It's gone. And with it, Ukrainians now control Kupyansk. Recently, I was ordered into training with my military unit. We refreshed our skills and learned new ones, and I experienced again how important quality gear is, especially when I use it daily. In civilian life, Exter does it for me. Where its practicality lies is that Exter is half the size of a conventional wallet, but it carries over 12 cards and cash. I can access all my cards at the click of a button with a signature trigger mechanism. It just works. And it looks cool. Do you know what that is? You wouldn't even notice it. It's so slim, but this is a Finder card. And I never had anything like it before. It is a revolution in item tracking. Finder card is an ultra slim, rechargeable tracking device that will make your belongings impossible to lose. It's credit card sized and trackable globally with the Apple Find My app. Just use your phone to ring your stuff or see where you last had it on a map. By the way, Exter also has a travel bag vacuum kit. My wife uses it a lot when we travel, since she has so many more clothes to take with her. With the portable air pump, we tripled our packing space by compressing our clothes. This really comes in handy since we travel with one large baggage. Space needs to be used very efficiently. Exter's Christmas sale is live. Click the link in the description below to get up to 54% off. Plus an extra 10% off at the checkout with my code Artur10. Thank you, Exter, for making my life more practical and easier. Christmas is on the doorstep and we just got this video from the front and I chose to put it in today. It's about the animals. And the weird thing is that there are videos coming out of the Russian army also about the animals, but they're quite different. The Russian army videos with the animals usually show the killing and eating and torturing of the animals, while vice versa, the Ukrainian side is trying to rescue them. So I have one other video for you of Ukrainian units rescuing dogs, cats, and even a cow from Konstantinivka. During the evacuation of animals, we met people who walked away from the city with a cow. And you can see it right here. Hey, they're not gonna leave the cow, of course. We met them by chance along the way when they were driving into Konstantinivka. They were leaving the city on foot. They took their 2 cats in pet carriers. They took their dog with them also. And also the humanitarian aid they had collected. They bought They brought their cow along with them. These people turned to us with the help of their evacuation. When will you come to us? Where do you go? We're taking the route to Alexeyevo Druzhkivka. Where will you be? Here. We agreed to meet as soon as we completed our scheduled rescue tasks in this area. Explosions happening. You can see that this is a device that detects if there are enemy FPVs up above. Come here. Finding the first dog. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, darling. Put the leash on her. Where is the owner? No one knows. So they got the first dog. They're rescuing him. Bring your dogs. Zhorik. We'll take him under the belly. Zhorik makes the picture of the dog, of course. They are documenting it all. Look, they returned that the cow's name is Manya, and her owners, they were evacuated. They got the cow out. Go straight, come here. Look at that cow. She will not be eaten by the Russians. She will have a long, nice life with the Ukrainians. They rescued so many animals. Look at that. The van is filled with dog and cat boxes like that. They're all filled with dogs and cats. And now they even got a cow. The owners with the cow Manya and the animals are already in a safe area, sending greetings from the Poltava region. Look at that happy cow. Happy Christmas, Mr. Cow, because you just got yourself another life. That is such a nice video. So we just watched a video about Ukrainian values. You help the animals, you rescue them if you can. Now let's travel to Moscow, because that video just came out of Moscow. It's from summer, I guess, but I just saw it. And this shows you a bit of Russian values. You know, both sides' values have to be displayed. So, the video speaks for itself. One man asking from another. Do you have a girlfriend? A girl? No, I don't have. Why? Do you like guys? No. I think so. No. Let's go move away with you. No. I'm waiting for my friend. I'm waiting for my friend. So this older guy, Russian guy, I'm guessing a SVO veteran or something, I don't know, really likes this black dude who speaks a little Russian. And he really wants to go away with him. Listen to you, young, pretty slim, right? Yeah. Your lips are beautiful, right? Yeah. And he's asking about the, you know what. The guy is saying no. Laughing it off. Can I touch? No. What do you want? Can I, I am not gay. So this is Russia with traditional values. You're a pretty slender guy. Okay, I'm not gonna show you more of this, just different videos of different countries' values coming out today, so I shared them with you. Let's travel back to the front, because Ukrainian FPV was doing its roundups on these pilots. They fly these FPVs every day. If you fly it up, you cannot pull it back, so you fly it. If the battery is gonna die, you find one target. Before the battery died, this one found a hangar. What's inside that hangar? Who knows? Let's check it out. It's a bit camouflaged also. And you got a jackpot, because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 2 more. There's 6 armored vehicles and tanks combined in this hangar. And they are so ready to go on a meat assault with Russian dudes. They're also prepared. Another FPV hits it, and this is first FPV exploded. This is second. This is the third one. That's the fourth one that comes now. I'm gonna count them because they sent A lot of FPVs. And jamming takes this one down. Fourth one. Fifth one. And you can see the fourth one destroyed the entrance. The fifth one now goes down. The sixth one goes down. The seventh one. They're sending so many. And do we get the 8? Are we going to 8? Are we going up to 8 FPVs for one hangar? And the 8th one right now, right here. Going to give a little kiss to this armored personnel carrier. They look like Sonic the Hedgehog. They're spiky because that's what they do. They're supposed to be defending them from FPVs. But FPVs don't care much about it. You take 4 down, they send 4 more. We can see this is what, the 9th or 8th, right? I'm pretty sure they sent even more of them. Now, my friends, let's travel to Crimea. Because Ukrainian FP2 Firepoint 2 drones loot the drones, they found this nice little juicy fuel train. I guess it was going to the southern occupied Ukraine to give some fuel to the Russian army. Well, no, you're not gonna do that. Look at that. One hit, the train stopped. Second one, gonna connect to it, bada boom, and now it's burning. A few carts of it burning. This fuel train has been immobilized and some carts of it have been destroyed. Time to move on to other targets, which are, of course, fuel silos. Beautiful, juicy fuel silos. Nice little video for us. And I will end today's video with another report, which is for us very festive. And I wish I was making this up as a joke, but it's not. You know the Russian Telegram Fighterbomber. He focuses on Russian pilots or Russian aviation losses or victories. And before the full-scale invasion, he was also doing fundraisers for the families of Russian pilots who, lost their lives in accidents or whatever happened to them, to the families of those pilots. And now he says, because people are asking him, why you're not doing that no more? And here he says why. Once again, fellow soldiers of the deceased crew wrote to me asking me to post a fundraiser to help the families of the victims. Let me explain again. Yes, before the full-scale invasion, we did this on a regular basis. Yes, subscribers helped the families of the deceased crews. But with the start of the SVO, I stopped posting such posts. Why? Because from the beginning of the Central Military District, air crew were dying almost daily. The canal would have simply become a solid tombstone with the names of the dead. Yes, because I'm covering this war full time for 4 years now, and Russian aviation is not used that heavily on the front. Yes, they drop their glide bombs, but they drop them 10 clicks or 5 or 7 clicks before the zero line and they pull back immediately. They're not flying over contested airspace, ever, never. So why are Russian pilots dying so much? It's just because it's Russia. They don't really maintain their planes, they don't really maintain their choppers. Choppers go down, planes go down, fall out of the sky because the airframes fall apart, or if the pilot makes mistakes because they don't get enough fly hours. If you compare Russian pilots training flight hours per year with the NATO pilots flight hours per year, the difference is like 200%. NATO pilots get more flight hours, and NATO planes take more maintenance and they do more maintenance. It's just Russian planes, MiGs, SUs, whatever airframes, Antonovs, whatever airframes we're talking about, there's no enemy needed. They just fall out of the sky. So Fighterbomber here is really having an issue that he cannot really do fundraisers anymore because there's so many names. So yeah, he's clearing that up. This was video for you, my friends. I will be back for you hopefully tomorrow, but definitely Wednesday and Friday also. If you like my channel, subscribe to it. Keep it festive. Christmas is coming, and until my next video, Slava Ukraini, and bye bye. Click the link in the description below to get up to 54% off, plus an extra 10% off at the checkout with my code Artur10. Thank you, Exter, for making my life more practical and easier.